Okay. Oh, the SSR cards are Artem and Vin. All right, we gotta pull. We gotta pull. I haven't looked at any of this. That's 8 wishes, or it's 10 wishes, but it's 8 technical pulls. So I have to remember these numbers. Not hot, all pot. Yes. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be Kathy's order. Wow, I got 3 SR cards in the Sun pull. But I already have all of them. We need we're trying to get Artem. This is 16 pulls now. We're trying to get Artem. Oh! I think that's early. Because I usually don't pull until... Okay, but it's... Oh god, who's it gonna be? Is it gonna be Vin? I feel like with my luck, it's gonna be like Vin today. Yeah.
그 말은
It's Vin.
제가 이렇게 더 솔직하게 자신을 드러내는 게
But we don't stop pulling until I get Artem, so I guess I'm gonna have both cards this time. This is how this game goes for me. I don't stop pulling until I get Artem, so... Don't worry, guys. We're gonna keep going, and I have plenty of S-chips. I'm gonna keep going. Don't worry. Okay, so now it's 36 pulls. Oh! Oh! It's another... It's a... Wait! Wait! It's another... It's another rainbow! What? That's back to back. 10 pulls. Wow.
무서워하지 마요. 내가 곁에 있어줄게요.
Oh my gosh! That's super early! Yo, this is where my Genshin luck goes. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, I did say we don't stop until I get Artem, and we're done. Wow. The back-to-back. Oh my gosh. Wow. The 2 X's came home. Almost together. Wow, that's so funny. Yes, I did make the men come, I guess. Wow, that's amazing. Min and Artem came together. But oh my gosh, look at Artem in this. Oh my gosh. He's like not... What are you protect... Like... Oh. Oh my gosh. Do you guys see this water like on him? This is... Wow. Oh my gosh, so cute. Oh, he's so cute. That's pretty. The fireworks. That's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Now I want to do this card, but we gotta do Artem pool first. Let's see if Artem does pool better than Zane. Sips while looking. Yes, enjoy the view. Alright, let's see. Wow. I can't believe that. That's so... Wow. Usually I'm not like that lucky. After dinner, Rosa puts the clean dishes away in the cupboard and gazes at the night sky outside the window. Artem should be coming back soon. Artem joined a pool club a while ago for work, and he is attending a club gathering tonight. He joined a pool club for work? Does that mean like a bunch of work colleagues joined the pool club with him, or he's like undercover for some reason? The two have a date to go to a private movie theater together after he finishes mingling. He should be on his way home by now. Artem mentioned before that he wanted to watch a movie about summer. I should take this opportunity to see if there are movies that fit the bill. Just as she considers this, the call interface pops up. Hey, Artem.
미안해요. 이쪽 일이 늦어질 것 같아요.
Sorry. I might be late. Huh? Did something happen? Artem pauses as if he's thinking about something.
별건 아니고 클럽 매니저가 당구 시합을 준비했는데 시간이 조금 지연돼서요.
It's nothing. The club manager arranged a pool game for me, and the time has just been pushed back a bit.
끝나는 대로 들어갈게요.
Yeah, I'll head back after, like whenever it ends. Okay, it's no need to rush. We made a reservation for the whole night anyway, so it's okay if we're a little late. They made a reservation for a whole night? I don't think Rosa just wants to watch this movie. After another quick pause, she hears Artem's shallow breathing on the other end of the call. This is followed by a couple of coughs that sound like he's clearing his throat. That's sus. Artem, are you alright?
그럼요. 당신 밥은 먹었어요?
Of course. What about you? Have you eaten dinner? Yeah, I saw the food you left in the fridge. I already ate.
잘했어요.
That's good. Artem seems to want to say something more. However, he sighs softly as someone calls for him.
이만 가봐야 할 것 같아요. 금방 갈게요.
I have to go here. I'll be back soon. What's going on? How is this gonna lead to Artem playing pool? Okay, see you later. After the call ends, the phone screen quickly goes back, reflecting her rather lost expression. There was something indescribably strange about Artem's tone just now. Even though he said he was fine, that pause seems to indicate he's hiding something. Is everything really okay? Maybe I should go check on him after all. Or maybe I should go checking on him after all. It shouldn't be too late if I head over there right now. Once this thought takes root, it gradually grows until she feels that she simply has to go. Therefore, after quickly putting some things in her bag, she sets off for the pool club. This is a fancy club hall. What? In the bright and empty lobby, only the staff are busy at work behind the front desk. Just as she's about to step forward to ask about the meeting, she sees a familiar figure sitting on the sofa in the corner. Artem? She walks over and pats Artem on the shoulder. He raises his head, and a trace of surprise flashes through his eyes.
여긴 어떻게 왔어요?
How did you get here? I'm here to check on you.
나를요?
Me? Yes, to check if you're really okay. Why are you sitting in the lobby?
아니 너무 답답해서 바람 좀 쐬려고 나왔어요.
I was just too stuffy inside. I came out to get some air. She moves closer to Artem as if to carefully observe him. Feeling a little uncomfortable under her gaze, he shifts his eyes away. Yeah, you can't make eye contact with him, Rosa. Eye contact makes him uncomfortable. She holds his face in her hands. Although his complexion is normal, his cheeks are slightly hot. It's just as she suspected. You've been drinking? Oh my god! Artem is a bad drinker. Oh no. Artem looks at her in surprise. He then holds her wrist and gently pulls her down to sit next to him.
티 나요?
Was it obvious? I can smell alcohol on you if I get close.
들켜버렸네요. 모임에서 웨이터가 주길래 나도 모르게 마셔버렸지 뭐예요.
I've been found out. The waiter handed me a glass while I was mingling, and I took it without paying attention.
빈속이라 그런지 취기가 빨리 올라오네요.
Ah. I was on an empty stomach, so I got tipsy really fast. Do you feel discomfort anywhere?
아까까진 조금 답답했는데 지금은 괜찮아요.
I was feeling a little
걱정 말아요.
stuffy just now, but now I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Artem can't take alcohol. Like, it's really cute. He has like a glass and he's tipsy. He's so cute. She feels somewhat relieved that Artem doesn't show any other signs of being drunk. Oh, you have a pool match later. I'll go buy you some hangover pills. That way it won't affect your performance.
그럴 필요 없어요.
I don't need that. As soon as she stands up, Artem pulls her back down and wraps his arms around her in a familiar motion. Aww.
숙취 해소제를 먹을 정도는 아니에요. 게다가 집에서 급하게 왔을 텐데 내 시야를 벗어나지 않았으면 좋겠어요.
I'm not so drunk that I need pills. And now that you've rushed over here from home, I don't want to let you go. How about I join you for the gathering?
좋아요.
All right. He's so cute. Rosa and Artem get up and head inside the club after sitting in the lobby for a little while longer. Several people are watching the game around the pool table, and the rest are chatting in small groups. Her entry doesn't rouse any attention.
뭐라도 마실래요?
Do you want something to drink? I'm fine, thanks. But is it okay to just bring me inside like this? Maybe we should talk to the manager first.
정식적인 자리가 아니라 편하게 있어도 돼요.
It's not a formal gathering. You can just relax. Artem glances over at the pool game being played and she follows suit. The match definitely is intense. No wonder everyone seems so relaxed. At that moment, raucous cheers break out a short distance away. The young man in the center of the crowd seems to have won the game and laughs, showing off. Artem, who's that? Uh-oh. Artem frowns slightly, a trace of hesitation passing through his eyes. However, his expression returns to normal before she can dig further.
천지훈이라는 클럽 멤버예요.
His name is
내
Chun
게임
Ji-hoon.
상대이기도 하죠.
He's a club member. He's going to be the opponent in my next match. She can't help but look at the scoreboard. Billy's, name is at the top and his total point is far ahead of the person in second place. Looks like he's a pretty good player. Artem takes her face in his hands, turning it so she's looking up at him, or looking at him again. He then bends down and gently touches the tip of her nose.
내가 질까봐 걱정하는 거예요?
Are you worried I won't win? I just saw that he has a lot of points.
그야 천지훈 씨가 오고 나서 사람들이 도전 신청을 해왔으니까요.
That's because people have been challenging him ever since he started playing tonight. Challenging him?
네. 오늘은 그냥 재미로 하는 거라 규칙을 엄격하게 보진 않아요.
Yeah, today is just for fun. There aren't any strict rules.
점수가 낮은 사람이 높은 사람에게 도전할 수가 있는데 천지훈 씨가 실력이 좋아서 도전 신청을 많이들 했죠.
Those with lower scores can choose to challenge anyone with higher scores. He's a good player, so a lot of people have challenged him. Then what about you?
난 오늘 시합에 낄 생각조차 없었어요. 자리가 끝나면 바로 집에 가려고 했거든요.
I didn't plan on playing any games. I was going to head home after mingling a bit.
근데 매니저분을 계속 거절하기가 그래서 천지훈 씨랑 게임이 잡힌 거예요.
But it was hard to turn down the manager's invitation, so I agreed to have a game with him. I'm sure it's going to be a really exciting match. But I don't quite understand the rules of pool yet. I guess it's been a while. I guess she forgot everything he taught her. I'm like, didn't you guys win a tournament together? She's like, I don't understand the rules. Can you show me? Rosa, please. Artem looks around, then pulls her into a corner.
어렵지 않아요.
It's not hard.
저기 빈 당구대가 있는데 한번 해볼래요?
There's an open pool table over there. Do you want to try it? Sure, but for now, she walks over to the catering area and stops. You should eat something first. Aw, that's cute. I was about to say she's gonna stuff her face first. Very relatable. But she was just worried about him. Okay, so I guess we will get a teaching Rosa how to play pool thing. Hopefully he doesn't use her as a rest.
좋아요.
All right. She only moves to the pool table after Artem has had something to eat. Various billiard cues are sitting on the wooden rack, and a box with something inside is next to it. Artem picks out a billiard cue and hands it to her. A cue rest, that's the word. Holding it in her hands, she feels the weight is just right.
일단 이거 써요. 재미가 붙으면 나중에 새로 하나 사줄게요.
You can start with this one. If you're interested in playing more, we can go pick out a more suitable one for you later. Sure. Artem then takes out a small cube from the box and rubs it on the top of the billiard cube.
이건 초크라는 거예요.
This is chalk.
큐대랑 당구공 간의 마찰을 높여서 미끄러지지 않게 해주죠.
It increases the friction between the Q-tip and the ball to prevent it from slipping, or so that it doesn't slip.
자, 한번 해봐요.
Come on, try it once. She walks up to the billiard table. She's seen Artem play pool before, so she has a rough idea of how she should move. She puts her left hand on the table. With her right hand holding the cue, she leans down and aims at the ball. The next minute, Artem's breath brushes across the crook of her neck.
자세가 조금 틀어졌어요.
Your posture is a little bit off. Almost as if he's hugging her, Artem leans down slightly, takes her right hand and slides it forward. Oh my god. Never mind, Artem does have some moves. His breath flutters past her ears as he speaks, and her earlobes feel a little ticklish. She isn't sure if it's because of him or the strands of her own hair hanging down.
엄지랑 검지 사이에 큐대를 넣고 오른팔은 자연스럽게 수직이 돼야 해요.
Rest the cue between your thumb and forefinger. Your right arm should be propped up naturally. He guides her to assume the correct posture. When he's done, Artem lightly caresses the area between her thumb and forefinger. His knee gently locks against the back of her legs. She moves forward subconsciously, following his movements. Oh my god.
이 상태로 수구라고 불리는 저 흰 공을 맞히는 거예요.
Then aim at the cue ball.
흰 공으로 색깔 공들을 쳐서 포켓에 넣는 게 기본 플레이 방식이에요.
Use the cue ball to hit the colored balls and send them into the pockets. Is the most basic play.
당구 게임에 따라서 당구대 크기며 포켓이며 공까지 달라질 수 있어요. 오늘 하는 건 나인볼이라고 해요.
Each way to play corresponds to different tables, pockets, and even ball specifications. Today we're playing 9-ball. Hi. 9-ball?
간단하게 말하자면
To explain it
당구대에
simply,
남아있는 공 중에서 숫자가 작은 순서대로 치는 방식이에요.
you hit the ball with the smallest number on the table with each shot.
포켓에 넣으면 계속하고 못 넣으면 순서가 넘어가죠.
If you send the ball into a pocket, then you get to keep going. If the ball doesn't go in, then it's your partner's turn.
그래서 규칙대로라면 지금 1번 공을 치면 돼요.
So according to the rules, you need to hit the 1 ball right now. Artem holds her waist and guides her body to rotate in the other direction.
한번 해봐요.
Try it once. Oh my god, why did he have to whisper that in her ear? She strikes the cue ball as Artem speaks. However, although Artem is supposed to push forward with her, he suddenly pauses at the moment of the shot. There isn't enough force behind the hit, and the 1 ball only moves forward a short distance. She feels Artem's palm leaving her right hand, but she can still sense the traces of his touch. She turns around in confusion and feels his lips brushing against her hair. Try him once, yeah. Artem?
아, 잠깐 딴 생각을 하느라 미안해요. 다시 해봐요.
I got distracted for a moment. Sorry. Let's try it again. What did he get distracted by? Distracted? Suddenly he's like, okay. Artem helps her fix her posture again. This time the 1 ball travels precisely into a pocket. However, she's now absentmindedly thinking about Artem's behavior today. The pauses during the call, the occasional hesitation, and what happened just now. Artem is seemingly freezing up every now and then. Although those moments were very brief, this wouldn't usually happen to him. Could it be because of the alcohol? I thought he wasn't feeling that drunk. I didn't expect. Fortunately, Artem appears to be deep in thought whenever he freezes. People unfamiliar with him wouldn't be able to notice it. She wonders if he even realizes it himself.
무슨 생각해요?
What are you thinking about?
백 변호사님.
Mr. Wing. I'm so glad this game gave them first and last names. I'm still not over the Dr. Zane-ness of Love in Deep Space. She's about to inform Artem of her discovery when she hears a shout not far away. She and Artem both look in the direction of the shout at the same time. Billy Chen is standing next to the pool table where the game will be played, waving to Artem.
곧 시작이에요.
We're about to start soon. Artem briefly introduces Rosa to everyone after she moves over to the competition area. After exchanging a few pleasantries, the game begins. Ooh, the music changed. Oh, this music is interesting. While the two are deciding who will go first, Rosa waves and calls over to the waiter. Please prepare a non-alcoholic drink and give it to that gentleman when the game is over.
네.
Sure. When her eyes return to the match, Billy has already earned the right to take the break shot. With the impact of the cue ball, the colored balls scatter everywhere. Two even go into the pocket. The situation on the table is slightly chaotic.
조금 어렵겠는데?
Oh, this will be hard. As if confirming the spectator's unintentional comment, Billy and Artem take 3 shots each, but neither gains the upper hand. On the 4th turn, Billy hits the cue ball again, and the one ball goes into the pocket after following a curved path. The crowd bursts into small cheers. Billy smiles as if he already foresees victory.
백 변호사님, 이번 판은 포기하시죠.
Mr. Wing, you should give up this round.
겨우 하나 넣어놓고 너무 성급한 거 아닌가?
Only one ball has been scored. Isn't he getting ahead of himself?
근데 또 몰라요. 천지훈 씨 실력이라면 한 번에 끝낼 수도 있을 것 같아요.
But who knows? It isn't impossible for him to run the table with how good he is. The subdued sounds of discussion from the audience reach her ears. Rosa looks at Artem worriedly. He rubs chalk at the tip of his cue with a calm expression. Something's wrong with Artem. What? Artem exists. Rosa, something's wrong. Although she doesn't know much about pool, she's watched Artem practice before, and right now he obviously isn't showing his full strength. Could it be because he's drunk? How can I help Artem? This is such a silly premise. She pinches the hem of her clothes nervously and feels a hard object. A mint? She probably put it in her pocket and forgot about it. An idea strikes her and she walks up to Artem. Artem? The onlookers are all paying attention to Billy's movements while she and Artem stand in a corner. Artem lowers his head and moves closer to her, as if he doesn't want the others to hear her whispers.
왜요?
What is it? You're still feeling a little tipsy, right?
네, 좀 그렇네요.
Yeah, a little. Oh my god. He looks so cute. Tipsy Artem is adorable. He looks at the situation and manages to interpret her concerns.
지금은 열세지만 아직 만회하지 못할 정도는 아니에요.
I blew my chance earlier, but there's still a chance. She peels off the wrapper and stuffs the mint into Artem's mouth, in the shadow falling across the two of them. Artem holds her hand and kisses it gently.
많이 괜찮아졌어요.
I feel much better now.
다들 천지훈 씨가 한 번에 클리어할 거라고 생각해서 걱정하는 거예요?
They said that he might run the table, or he might clear everything in one go. Were you worried about that? You don't need to pay attention to what they say. Just focus on the match. I believe in you. As soon as she finishes talking, Billy successfully scores another ball. In the face of the spectators' applause, her words of comfort seem to be in vain.
나인볼은 9번 공이 들어가기 전까지 승부를 알 수 없다는 게 참 재밌어요.
The greatest unknown in 9-ball is that the outcome of the game remains undecided until the 9-ball goes into the pocket.
지금은 앞서가고 있어도 단번에 승부가 뒤집힐 수 있으니까요.
Even if my opponent has the upper hand now, everything can change in a moment. Sure enough, as Artem said, Billy fails to score the 5-ball. There are signs of regret among the audience.
내가 보여줄게요.
I'll show you. Oh my gosh. He sounds so
시간은
confident.
너무 오래 끌었죠? 빨리 끝내고 둘이 시간 보내러 가요.
This match has dragged on for too long. I'll end it quickly, and so that we can hurry out of here. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm counting on you. That's cute. She takes a few steps back and returns to a viewing position. Across the pool table, Artem smiles at her. He walks to a corner of the pool table and seems to have chosen the angle of attack, a choice that once again causes a small commotion.
아니, 저 각도에서 5번 공을 어떻게 넣으려고?
That's not right. At this angle, the 5-ball can't go into a pocket.
더 나은 선택지가 있을 텐데.
What is he thinking?
대체 무슨 생각이지?
There should be like a better. Yeah, he says there should be a better choice here. What is he thinking?
그만하고 일단 백 변호사님이 어떻게 하는지 지켜보자고요.
Let's stop and see how Mr. Wing plays. Ooh, cutscene. Kind of. Themis's idea of a cutscene. Oh. He's so pretty. The small sounds of discussion gradually disappear, and the surroundings fall extremely silent. Even the ticking sound of the electronic clock can be heard clearly. The sport of pool has always been about minute actions that make all the difference. Everyone waits with bated breath for Artem's next move. Look at how he's like on the table. Oh my god, his legs. They cast their gazes on Artem without reservation. Doubt, scrutiny, and contemplation all instantly overwhelm him like a wave. Artem raises his eyes slightly and glances at everyone. It's not the gentle and soothing gaze that she's familiar with, but something more aggressive. Finally, he looks at Rosa.
한 번에 클리어하려면 순서대로 공을 넣는 방법도 있지만 다른 길도 있어요.
In addition to hitting the colored balls into the pocket sequentially, there's another way to run the table. Good way to lay on us. Oh my gosh. Look at that smile, man.
반칙만 하지 않으면 플레이 중에 9번 공을 넣는 사람이 그대로 이기게 되죠.
As long as you don't foul, the table can be considered cleared if you get the 9 ball into the pocket when striking. Are you planning on...
네, 도박 한번 하려고요.
I'm going to take a gamble.
평범하게 이기면 재미없잖아요.
It's no fun if you just win the normal way.
유일하게 내가 시합을 빨리 끝낼 수 있는 방법이기도 하고요.
Besides, this is the quickest solution.
당신이 행운을 가져다 줄래요?
So, will you give me some of your luck? You can have all of my luck. We had a lot of luck today. Take it. The lights in the club aren't bright to begin with. The light from the overhead lamps falls on Artem, casting shadows over his figure. Perhaps he's acting like this is too easy. Discussions spring up again among the onlookers. The intertwined whispers all trickle into Artem's ears. Artem is unmoved and simply looks at Rosa. She knows that he is fully confident that he can win. Asking her to give him some luck is just his way of sharing his victory with her. But if this is what he wants, she's encouraged, motivated, and urged by his enthusiasm. At this moment, everyone seems to disappear except Rosa and Artem. Oh my gosh. This music is like really pumping me up too. Of course, so what do you need me to do? Artem smiles softly.
나만 봐줘요.
Just look at me. Oh my god.
중요한 순간에 늘 그래왔듯이 나만 바라봐줘요. 당신의 시선 아래 있는 게 내 가장 큰 행운이니까요.
Just like before, keep your gaze on me. Resting inside your gaze is my. It's so weird to say is my best luck, but that's the expression. But that's not English. That's not normal. I don't know how to say that in English. As soon as the cue ball is hit, her eyes follow the 5 ball. As Artem predicted, the impact of the 5 ball causes the 9 ball to go into the pocket. However, the cue ball is subsequently rolls towards the pocket in the upper left corner. It would be a foul if the cue ball goes into the pocket. No matter how exquisite the shot is, it would be all in vain. At this moment, the rolling white ball is on the blade's edge, hanging in the balance between victory and defeat. There is a sharp intake of breath from everyone beside her. As if affected by that person, she also grips the hem of her shirt uneasily. Please don't go in. The cue ball slowly stops at the edge of the hole. He won! Wow, how tense! That was good. Cheers and applause instantly break out. Rosa's shouts are mixed in with them, and she is unsure if Artem heard her. While everyone is amazed by Artem's performance, she meets his light and gentle gaze. Artem. The next moment, she is already rushing over to him. The cue is leaning against the edge of the table between Rosa and Artem. She pushes the cue to one side. Following her lead, Artem picks up the cue and moves it away. She stands on her tiptoes while holding onto the table, then quickly kisses Artem on the cheek. Congratulations. Oh my god, these two. Don't be shy now. As if surprised by her boldness, Artem is stunned for a moment before he reacts.
고마워요.
Thank you.
축하드려요, 백 변호사님.
Congratulations, Mr. Wing. The murmurs between the two are interrupted as Billy Shan walks over with a wine glass.
별 말씀을요.
It was nothing.
오늘 최고의 플레이라 해도 무방할 정도로 완벽한 제 패배였어요.
That was tonight's best play.
한 잔 받으시죠.
Here's a glass to you. The waiter hands Artem the wine glass right at this time. After hesitating for a moment, Artem clinks his glass with Billy out of courtesy and takes a sip. He pauses slightly, swirls the glass, and looks at Rosa again.
감사합니다.
Thank you.
백 변호사님, 시간이 아직 이른데 한 게임 더 하실래요?
There's still time. Are you interested in another round? Hey, Billy's trying to hit on Artem right in front of his girlfriend. I don't blame him. Artem glances at the time flashing on the electronic clock and puts the wine glass back on the tray.
죄송하지만 다음에 하죠. 오늘은 이만 실례하겠습니다.
I'm sorry, but next time. Please excuse me for tonight. He hurries away from the crowd, pulling Rosa with him. Yeah, who wouldn't? Especially after that, right? Presumably after socializing for too long, Artem loosens his collar and leans on the sofa. There is a hint of exhaustion in his expression. Rosa gets a glass of warm water and hands it to him. Why did you leave so suddenly? Are you feeling uncomfortable again?
아니요. 그냥 더 이상 아무 사람들이랑 시간 낭비하기 싫었어요.
No, I just didn't want to waste time on irrelevant people. Wow. Artem gently pats the spot beside him, and Rosa nestles up to him in a comfortable position.
아까 그 술 당신이 무알콜로 달라고 미리 말해둔 거예요?
That drink just now. Did you ask the waiter to make me a mocktail? Of course. As long as I'm here, you won't accidentally drink alcohol. He sighs lightly, takes her hand, and traces circles around her fingers. Tired? After hesitating for a moment, Artem stops pretending and nods in admission.
네,
Yeah,
조금요.
a little bit. Then should I lend you my shoulder to lean on? She jokingly pats her shoulder. Artem settles in and to lean on it. Even though he's taller than her, he is now resting his head on her shoulder. Artem can't fully stretch out his body, but he still maintains this position. She runs her hand over his bent back. His soft hair lays at the crook of her neck, tickling her gently.
아까 홀에서 당신을 봤을 때 정말 기뻤어요.
I was so happy when I saw you in the hall today. Happy?
네. 전화할 때 왠지 당장이라도 올 것 같은 느낌이 들었거든요.
Yeah, when we were talking on the phone, I somehow had a feeling that you would come right away.
홀에 바람 쐬려고 나온 것도 있지만 내 예감이 맞는지 확인하고 싶었어요.
I headed to the lobby to get some air, but also to check if my instincts were right.
그리고 진짜로 나타나줬죠.
And you actually showed up for me. Aww. Artem seems to deliberately put his weight on her. Before she knows it, they are already half lying on the sofa hugging each other. Oh, this is so cute. He's still resting his head on her shoulder, but his hand quietly supports her waist to keep her from falling. It isn't very comfortable to lie half suspended in the air. As if to remind Artem, she pinches his weight lightly. When I asked you what was wrong, you said you were fine.
그건
The hand on her waist tightens slightly, but Artem doesn't answer her. Artem, just ask me to come next time you run into this kind of thing. I like coming to pick you up. Artem raises his head. She brushes his fine hair away and sees herself reflected in his clear and bright eyes. His cheeks are still a little hot. As if stimulated by the coolness of her fingers, Artem frowns and sits up with her in his arms. What's the matter?
술이 덜 깼는지 또 답답해서요.
Maybe I'm still a little drunk. I feel stuffy. Artem stands up and opens the window. The night wind blows in. How about we head out to tell everyone we're leaving early? After all, the game is already over, so there shouldn't be any problem with it.
그럼 일일이 인사해야 할 텐데 그냥 우리 몰래 도망가요.
In which case, we'll have to say goodbye to everyone one by one. Let's just sneak out. What? She looks at Artem inquiringly. He looks like he's prepared to completely surrender himself to her. Maybe it's an act of drunkenness, or maybe it's a spur of the moment decision. Either way, there doesn't seem to be any reason
아무도
to
모를
refuse.
거예요.
No one will notice.
끝나고 매니저한테 말하면 되죠.
I'll explain it to the manager later.
그러니까 빨리 가요.
So let's go quickly. Artem speaks softly. His words gently tug at her heart, and she smiles and winks at him. Since you want to slip out, we can't take the main entrance. She stretches her hand out to Artem. He takes it without hesitation and stands as she pulls him up. Come with me. She slips into the safety exit. Under the dim light, the exit sign flashes green in the corners, and they stride along the passage. I love this music when they run away from things. She doesn't know when Artem and she change places. Her line of sight is blocked by him, and she can only see his back as she runs. The only sound in the entire passage comes through their echoing footsteps. Artem pulls her to turn and head downstairs. She finally passes through a small door. Her field of vision suddenly lights up. Some pedestrians turn back to look at her in surprise along the brightly lit commercial street. Those lights only last for a moment, and she soon sinks into the neon lights. Do you feel better after running like that?
네,
Yes,
많이 나아졌어요.
I'm much better. She calms her breathing a little, and Artem can't hide the smile in his eyes. He looks around, then leads her to the side of the street. This doesn't seem to be the way home. Where are we going? Artem smiles slightly.
영화 봐야죠.
To see the movie.
아직 늦지 않아서 괜찮을 거예요.
It's not too late. It should be alright. But it's probably better to go home and rest, right? We can go see it next time.
이제 괜찮으니까
I'm okay now,
걱정 말아요.
so don't worry.
게다가 편안한 요트에서 바닷바람을 맞으며 보는 영화인데 진짜 미루려고요?
And do you really want to wait until next time to watch a movie on a comfy yacht while enjoying the sea breeze? Wow, this is fancy. She bites her lower lip, recalling the open-air cinema slogan. Yacht cinema, a romantic journey at night. She can't deny that she's very much tempted at this moment. Artem caresses her lips gently.
당신도 있는데 별일 없을 거예요.
You'll be there too, so nothing will go wrong. Then come closer. Although he is somewhat confused, Artem still lowers his head. She holds his face in her hands and presses her forehead against his. She doesn't know if it's because she's been standing in the cool breeze for a while, but Artem's body temperature has returned to normal. She breathes a sigh of relief. Okay, let's go. You're too poor to be here. Cinema front desk. The private cinema is located near the port. It's especially popular because it combines yachts with private theaters. Yeah, same. This is fancy. As Artem checks the reservation information with the worker, Rosa flips through the promotional brochure. Oh, they have film reel movies. She hands the brochure to Artem. The last few pages advertise the movies they have on film reels.
아, 저희 영화관의 특별한 점인데요. 고객님들께서 필름 영화를 최고의 환경에서 즐기실 수 있도록 영상이랑 필름이 준비되어 있어요.
This is one of our theater special programs. We provide vintage projectors and film reels to give our guests the best classic movie experience. Oh wow, that's fancy.
대신
But
지금 갖고 있는 영화가 거의 50년대 작품인데다가 흑백 영화가 대부분이라 인기가 많은 편은 아니에요.
the film reels we collected are almost all from before the 1950s. Most of them are black and white movies, so they aren't very popular.
그래서 보통은 필름을 전용 창고에 두고 주기적으로 청소해주고 있죠.
Most of the time, the films are kept in a special storage room where we regularly maintain and repair them. Rosa and Artem share a look. It's obvious that he is also more interested in the film reels. So could we choose one of the film reels to watch?
당연하죠.
Of course.
여기 리스트에서 골라주시면
Just choose from
필름을
this
가져다
list.
드릴게요.
And I'll head to the storage room to bring you the film reel. Artem browses the list quickly, then puts it aside. Seeing this, the worker scratches his head in confusion.
끌리는 게 없으세요?
Are you not interested in anything?
아니요. 혹시 직접 창고에서 보고 고를 수 있나요?
I was just wondering if we could go pick it out directly.
저도 필름을 꽤 모았는데 이렇게 많은 곳은 처음이라 한번 구경하고 싶어서요.
I collect a few film reels myself, but I'd like to see browse this large collection.
필름을 보관할 때 주의해야 할 점도 알고 있어서 문제는 없을 거예요.
Because I'm quite aware of the precautions required for film preservation, there should be no problem. The worker hesitates for a few seconds, looking between Rosa and Artem. Then he finally nods.
그건 문제될 게 없지만 지금 창고의 메인 등이 망가졌는데 아직 수리가 안 되어 있어요.
It's not really a problem, but the main light in the storage room broke a little while ago. It'll take a few days to be repaired.
괜찮아요.
Oh, that's all right.
네. 그럼 이쪽으로 오시겠어요?
All right, then please come this way.
여기에요.
Here it is. The worker opens the door to the storage room and reaches out to flip the light switch. Only the smallest lights on the sides of the room turn on.
발밑 조심하시고 전 밖에서 기다릴게요.
Please watch your step. I'll wait outside.
네, 감사합니다.
All right, thank you. After closing the door, the storage room becomes darker still. Artem fans at the dust floating in the air. It looks like the film reels really aren't that popular. No one has cleaned this place for a while.
보통 필름은 차갑게 냉장고에 보관해서 밖에 날아다니는 먼지는 크게 상관없어요.
Film is normally stored in freezers, so the dust in the air shouldn't have much impact. Freezers?
네, 필름 겉에 감광제가 묻어 있어서 온도가 높아지면 공기의 반응에 망가지거든요.
Yes, the surface of the film is coated with a photosensitive emulsion. High temperatures accelerate the chemical reaction between the layer and the air. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. She looks curiously at the row of ordinary-looking storage cabinets. Artem leads her over and opens the cabinet door. A steady stream of cold air pours out. The film is sealed in plastic bags and neatly placed in the freezer.
보고 싶은 거 있어요?
Is there anything you want to watch? Well, I've got an idea. Why don't we each pick one and watch them together later? We have a long night ahead of us. We can't just watch one movie. Artem looks startled, then smiles helplessly.
좋아요. 그렇게 해요.
All right, let's do it that way. The film is organized neatly. Rosa quickly finds the movie she wanted based on the labels and dates. She looks back at Artem. He is still fastidiously picking out his movie. With so many films, Artem must be tempted. Maybe his collection at home will grow again after this. Ooh. She's staring at Artem's back in a trance when she suddenly hears him make a pained sound. What's wrong, Artem?
먼지가 눈에 들어간 것 같아요.
Seems some dust went into my eye. Don't rub it. I'll help you. Oh my gosh. Rosa walks up to Artem. He is squinting and his eyelashes are trembling slightly in discomfort. Fortunately, although it's quite dark, there's still enough light to see. A bit lower. Okay, don't move. I'll blow it out for you.
네.
All right. Are you feeling better now?
네. 이제 괜찮아요.
Yes, I'm fine.
오늘 대체 왜 이러지?
What's wrong with today? Almost like he's muttering to himself, the second half of his sentence disappears into the dimly lit space. Artem shakes his head, stops pondering, and waves the film in his hand at her.
난 다 골랐어요.
I've made my decision.
당신은요?
What about you? You'll know what I pick when we put it on later. He's having a rough
그럼
day.
이만 나갈까요?
Right, shall we go out? It's so cute. It's like, it reminds me of their bad luck day. That ended up being very sweet by the end. Hold on. She grabs the hem of Artem's shirt and he looks at her confused. Don't you think it feels like we're in a movie right now?
영화 속 장면이요?
Like a movie scene? It's like a story set in college or high school where the male and female protagonists go to the library all the time and bump into each other by accident.
부딪히고 나서 어떻게 되는데요?
And after they bump into each other? As Artem laughs in a low voice, she recalls the movies she's watched with him in the past. The images of the protagonists are gradually replaced by Rosa and Artem. She doesn't answer him, instead clinging to his shoulders and standing on her tiptoes to press her lips against his. His lips are a little cold. Is it because he's been in the storage room for too long? She pulls away and sees his moist lips glistening. It would probably lead to something like this. There's no sunshine, old books or curtains tisseled by the wind, but... Before she can finish her explanation, Artem interrupts her. This is no longer the gentle kiss from before. She's completely enveloped by Artem's scent. She leans against the door of a storage cabinet. The open cabinet next to her lets out streams of freezing air, sending a small shiver down her spine. Artem's kiss, in contrast, is the only warm firelight on a snowy night. She grabs onto his shirt tightly, unwilling to let it go.
햇빛이나 책이라든가 바람에 날리는 커튼도 중요하지만 역시 슬로우 모션이 빠질 순 없죠.
Apart from sunshine, old books, or curtains tousled by the wind, the most important thing is, as expected, the slow motion shot. Oh my gosh. Woo! I can't handle this card. It's so cute. Artem, Achoo! A sudden sneeze interrupts the tender atmosphere between them. She rubs her nose, feeling a little embarrassed.
가요.
Let's
더 있다간 감기 걸리겠어요.
If we stay here longer, you'll get a cold. The film taken out of the freezer still needs to be processed, so Rosa and Artem return to the front desk to wait. Ooh, I speak. Artem.
왜요?
Under the bright light, the dust on Artem's chin is particularly conspicuous. In addition, there's also a faint dash of red at the corner of his mouth. There's dust on your face. Let me wipe it off for you. Oh my gosh, she got lipstick on him. Wow. Wow. You guys. And they went to the front desk like this. She takes the wet wipes out of her bag. She ignores his chin in favor of wiping the corners of his mouth first. He is stunned for a moment before smiling knowingly. He then lowers his head so she can wipe it off. You just played along. After a while, she can hear footsteps approaching. When she turns and looks back, the worker is heading towards her towards the two of them. Ooh, with the films in hand.
처리 끝난 필름 드릴게요.
Here are the films. As the waves sway, Rosa holds onto the railing and takes a deep breath. The sea breeze blowing on her face is comforting and cool. When she turns back, Artem is already sitting cross-legged on the ground, tinkering with the film projector. Rosa hugs Artem from behind, resting her head on his shoulder. She watches him open the storage box and carefully take out the projector. This projector is in good condition, but it looks different from the one in your home theater.
네,
You're
이게
right.
좀 더 오래된 모델이에요.
This
근데
model's a
구조는
little
거의
older.
비슷해서 괜찮을 거예요.
But the overall structure is similar, so there should be no problem.
예전에 당신이랑 같이 필름 영화 볼 때 늘 분위기가 아쉬웠는데 오늘 소원을 이룬 셈이네요.
When we watched vintage films together in the past, I've always felt the atmosphere wasn't good enough. Now it feels like my wish has come true. She sits down next to Artem and he skillfully starts to adjust the projector.
됐어.
Oh, whoops.
됐어요.
It's ready. Artem soon finishes tinkering with it. He picks up the test film and puts it into the projector.
일단 해보고 문제 없으면 같이 보죠.
Let's test it first. If everything goes smoothly, we can start watching. However, the light bulb on the projector doesn't light up, and the film gets stuck after rotating a few times. Artem frowns slightly. Oh, he's having a bad day. Is there something wrong?
네, 아마도요.
Yeah, probably. Artem dejectedly takes out the film and checks the projector again. He lightly rotates the same knob, turning it on and off repeatedly. Although his movements and expression are extremely serious, his gaze lingers on the deck next to the projector. It's as if he's in a daze. Judging by his behavior, he isn't watching the projector at all. And here I thought Artem had completely sobered up. He's still... This was one glass of alcohol. Oh my god, my baby. Occasionally, it's quite cute to see him like this. He's... 멍 때렸네. 귀엽다. She lowers her head and smiles coyly. Taking out her phone while Artem is distracted, she turns on the camera. I'll show it to him tomorrow morning. Artem suddenly raises his head. His gaze falls on her smile in the camera, both of which she has no time to hide.
당신...
Oh, you. Through the hazy night air, she can see via the phone screen that his expression changes from slightly surprised to helpless. He doesn't stop her, instead looking away shyly. I'm taking pictures for myself. She looks at the screen guiltily, inadvertently looking for an excuse for her mischievous behavior.
알아요.
I know.
혹시 박하사탕 더 있어요?
Do you have any more mints? That was so cute. This is so cute.
알아요. 혹시 박하사탕 더 있어요?
I want to save this voice line.
알아요. 혹시 박하사탕 더 있어요?
He's so shy. She reaches into her pocket and finds it empty, so she shakes her head at Artem. No, but... Before Artem can react, she picks up the mandarin orange from the table nearby, rolls up her sleeve and starts to peel it. Have some fruit. It should be just as effective. The fresh scent of the mandarin diffuses in the air. She peels off a slice and moves it to Artem's mouth. However, after eating the mandarin, Artem's expression freezes and it takes a while for him to return to normal. Was it too sour?
네.
Yes. He's having such a weird day. Everything is unlucky. There are other fruits here. What do you want to eat, Artem? She's so focused on Artem that she doesn't notice the mandarin juice flowing down her wrist, about to drop onto the floor. Oops. Oh. She turns around to try and find a tissue, but Artem holds onto her forearm. Then she feels a warm and soft touch on her wrist. Is Artem about to... In public? Artem Wing. You can't possibly still be this drunk. Artem? He doesn't let go of her. Rather, he licks the juice clean bit by bit from her wrist to her palm. In public? Jesus Christ. Drunk Artem is fun. She moves to pull her hand away, as if she's been stung by an electric shock, but Artem grips her wrist tighter. The skin his lips touched feels slightly hot, and the warm trail left by his contact immediately radiates all over her body.
이러면 팔이랑 옷이 더러워지지 않을 거예요.
This way, it won't get your arm or your clothes dirty. It really wouldn't have mattered much.
나도 모르게.
I also did it without realizing. Oh my god. I am dying. Why haven't I done this card earlier? We need more of this, yes.
나도 모르게.
Oh my god.
나도 모르게. 나도 모르게.
Oh my god. My brain. Artem lowers his eyes and does not finish his sentence. You didn't know what?
이렇게 해야 술이 깰 것 같았나 봐요.
I just felt that this was the only way to clear my mind. The fresh scent of mandarin juice floats in the air, and there is silence all around them. Artem pauses.
술 때문인지 오늘 반응이 몇 번 느리더라고요.
Because of the alcohol, my reactions have been pretty slow at certain moments today. Like you were freezing up?
네. 역시 눈치챘군요.
Yes, so you caught it as well.
당구 경기 때만 그런 줄 알았는데 생각해보니 그 뒤로도 계속.
I thought it was only happening during the pool game, but now that I think about it, it's continued to go on even afterwards. Artem sighs softly, seemingly troubled by everything that happened today.
평소랑 너무 다른 모습을 보였죠.
I've shown you a completely different image from usual, haven't I? That's a very different sentence than this sentence, but okay. If someone didn't know you very well, they wouldn't have been able to tell at all. But do you see now that it was a good thing I came to get you? Artem's kiss gently brushes her wrist like the touch of a feather.
네. 당신이 있어서 다행이에요.
Yes. It's good that you came,
박하사탕도
or that you're here.
귤 과즙도 오늘 정말 중요한 역할을 해줬네요.
The mint and the mandarin juice. You played a very important role today. Her fingers loosen and the mandarin slices slip between them, leaving light traces of juice on the deck. She stares at the small puddles in a trance. That kind of gentle kiss does nothing more than scratch the surface of her itch. What itch, Rosa? Only serving to arouse the hidden passion in her heart. Oh, I bet she's feeling aroused. I also want to taste it. Taste what, Rosa?
귤이요? 너무 식었어요. 아마
The mandarin? It's really sour. Maybe She reaches out, grabs Artem's collar, and pulls him closer. Then she steps forward and licks his lips. The juice that has dried on his lips is slightly bitter, but it's even more tantalizing than any sweetness. You're right.
당신
Wow.
이럴 땐 늘 나보다 한 수 위인 것 같아요.
You always gain the upper hand in situations like this. She suddenly feels embarrassed, grateful that the dim night is hiding the burning redness in her cheeks. She lets go of Artem's collar and looks away from the wrinkles she created. The projector. Artem smiles knowingly. Instead of exposing her poor attempt at changing the subject, he turns around and adjusts a few buttons. When he tries again, he's finally able to play it successfully. Great.
어떤 거 먼저 볼래요?
What do you want to watch first?
흑백 영화는 사운드가 좋지 않아서 무서운 코미디로 골라봤어요.
After considering the expressiveness of the audio in black and white movies, I chose a comedic silent movie.
아니면 당신이 고른 것부터 볼까요?
Or should we choose the one you watch?
뭔지 모르지만
You went.
당신의 선택이면 말할 것도 없겠죠.
Or should we watch the one you chose first? I don't know what you picked, but I trust in your taste. The two films, which look exactly the same except for the labels, are placed on the ground. Artem reaches out to grab one, but she holds his hand down. She quickly puts the two films behind her back without giving Artem a chance to read the labels. Do you want the left hand or the right hand? We'll watch whichever one you choose. Artem stares at her and thinks for a while, then leans forward and hugs her. His hand slides down her arm to the back of her hand, finally landing on the film. He pulls out the film in her right hand. For a moment, the fingers on her free hand are interlocked with his. He holds the film between the two of them, obscuring the lower half of his face, and she feels his calm and focused gaze.
이게 당신이 고른 영화일 것 같아요.
I think this was your choice. Artem turns the film over. With the light of the projector, she sees the word "Summer Interlude" written on the label. How did you guess that?
필름 두께가 다른 게 느껴졌어요.
The thickness of the film is different. I can tell by touching it. Wow. Thank you for the bless me's. Wow, he's very... Wow. You can even do that?
사실 둘 다 보고 싶어서.
Well, in reality, I wanted to watch both of them.
내가 저번에 여름과 관련된 영화를 보고 싶다고 해서 여름 이야기를 고른 거죠?
You chose Summer Interlude because I mentioned before that I wanted to watch a movie about summer with you, right? Aw. Yep, since we have the opportunity today, let's get started. That's so cute. They're so precious. Along with the unique rustling sound of the projector, an image appears on the screen. Rosa leans on Artem's shoulder, able to detect even his smallest movements. Occasionally, he tilts his head or hooks her fingers with his. She sees images of the sea, a pier, a boat, and a pair of lovers talking and laughing on the boat. Perhaps because they are also a couple sitting on a boat in the seaside, the summary elements are not diluted by the black and white images. Instead, they only serve to draw the two in further. They are fascinated by the scene. However, the screen unexpectedly flickers twice, and the projector's light bulb goes out at the same time. The yacht is shrouded in darkness, and she momentarily loses her sense of sight. What's the matter?
또 걸린 것 같은데
It must be
한번
stuck again.
확인해 볼게요.
I'll go check. I'm coming too. Rosa and Artem walk towards the projector in the dark. Is there something wrong with the projector itself? You checked it several times already.
필름 영사기의 고질병이에요. 게다가 100년도 더 된 물건이니 망가져도 이상할 게 없죠.
Film projectors all have the capacity for these types of issues. Besides, this one is from the last century. It's normal. Today sure has been an immersive experience. What? She suddenly hears Artem breathing rapidly. He lets go of her hand and she unconsciously steps forward and grabs his arm. Artem! Before she can even get his name out, she tumbles forward as Artem heads for the ground. After their world flips upside down, they both fall onto the deck. Fortunately, Artem catches her. She props herself up, straddling him. Straddling? Artem, are you okay?
난 괜찮아요. 뭐에 걸려서 넘어졌나 봐요.
I accidentally
당신은요?
tripped over the stand. I'm alright. I accidentally tripped over the stand. What about you? I'm fine. Let me see. Her eyes gradually adapt to the darkness. She discovers that the small light on the yacht is right next to her, so she turns on the switch. Artem squints in the sunlight. She pats randomly around his body, trying to check if he's hurt. As she fumbles around, she accidentally undoes a button on his well-ironed vest. Artem grabs her hands and looks at her helplessly. Rosa, what are you doing?
진짜 괜찮으니까 어서 일어나요.
I'm really alright. So get up quickly. Oh my god, I think he's trying to hide something. Okay. After helping Artem fasten his button again, she gets off him. Even so, she does not immediately stand up. She sits at his side. It seems like this isn't a bad place to watch from, right? She looks over at the screen. The distance from here feels even better than it did on the sofa. Let's lie down here and watch. As she talks, she moves the fruits and snacks from the table to the deck. Artem also pulls a thin blanket off of the sofa and spreads it on the ground. After setting everything up, Artem glances at the projector and rubs her hair affectionately.
그래도 영사기부터 고치는 게 좋겠어요.
Even so, I should probably still repair the projector. With the small sound of the buttons clicking, the projector starts to work again. She pulls on Artem's sleeve and motions for him to lie down next to her. There we go. The waves roll gently towards the yacht. The vast night sky and the bright stars act as a backdrop behind the screen. Oh, this is so cute. This is adorable. Wow, Rosa came dressed so cute today to that pool hall. One night, after a scorching summer day of blazing sunlight, the narration in the movie is occasionally mixed with noise, seemingly pulling them into a blistering monochromatic world. There was an immense silence that reached all the way up to the starless vault of heaven. The silence between us was immense as well. Artem peels another mandarin and hands it to her. This time, the sweetness fills her mouth. She turns her head, feeling Artem's gaze on her. His eyes meet hers, dark and thoughtful like the profound rise and fall of ocean waves. Why are you looking at me?
아니, 그냥 아까 넘어질 때 전에 파티에서 실수로 술 마신 게 생각나서요.
It's nothing. It's just that when I fell, I suddenly remembered accidentally drinking alcohol at a party once before. When was that?
한참 됐어요. 그땐 그런 자리를 거절하지 못했거든요.
A long time ago. At that time, I still couldn't bring myself to confidently reject invitations to parties.
덕분에 가끔 오늘 같은 상황이 생기면 어떻게 대처해야 할지 잘 알고 있었어요.
As a result, it was inevitable for issues like the incident today to arise. I've always known how to handle them.
가기 전에 뭐라도 먹는다든지 숙취 해소제를 항상 들고 다닌다든지 하는 거예요.
I could eat something before I leave or carry hangover medicine with me. Artem speaks slowly under the night sky. At the sound of his gentle voice, she's almost able to imagine him attending those events alone back then. Perhaps he was still youthful and inexperienced, lacking the firm confidence he now possesses.
나중에는 그런 자리가 점점 줄어들어서 과거의 습관들을 하나 둘씩 내려놓게 되었죠.
Later, I was no longer bothered by these invitations, and I let go of my past habits one by one.
오늘 일이 아니었다면 생각조차 나지 않을 것 같네요.
Were it not for today, maybe I would have forgotten them entirely. As if touched by the memories, Artem falls silent for a moment, toying with the mandarin in his hands. The film's narration continues, filling the quiet moment between the two of them. You must have managed it well back then, right? I can't imagine you handling it badly. You wouldn't make a mistake, even if you were drunk.
뭐 대충은요.
That's probably true.
그 방법들 덕분에 실수는 안 했지만 막상 지금 생각해 보니까 가장 좋은 방법은 아니었던 것 같아요.
I didn't necessarily go wrong with those methods, but now I know that none of them were the optimal solution. The optimal solution? Or the best method? Artem moves slightly closer to her. I love how they animate the little motions. Like, as these cards, or as the game goes on, the motions are so much more detailed. Artem moves slightly closer to her, and she unconsciously holds her breath, trying to decipher the answer from his face.
그걸 물어야 알겠어요?
Do you really have to ask?
답이 너무 뻔한데.
The answer is really so simple.
말할 수 없는 사정이든 아주 사소한 일이든 당신에게 기대고 싶어요.
Whether it's my secret thoughts or trivial troubles, I want to lean on you.
말하지 않아도 눈빛이나 말투가 평소랑 조금만 달라지면 금방 알아챌 테지만요.
Even without words, with just a slight difference in tone of voice or a gaze, you're able to see everything.
하지만 때로는 솔직하게 내 마음을 털어놓고 싶어요.
But at some moments, I want to express my feelings to you more straightforwardly. The white light spilling out of the projector, the dim light emitted by the screen, and the starlight sparkling in the sky all seem to illuminate him at this moment.
다음에 또 이런 상황이 생기면 당신에게 전화할게요.
Next time something like this happens, I'll call you.
그러면 처럼 데리러 오줘요.
And just like today, please come get me. Oh my god! That's so sweet, that request.
그러면 오늘처럼 데리러 와줘요.
Wow. Artem, even if you didn't ask, I'd still do it. As if making a promise, she leans in and kisses him. Their shadows stretch out on the deck, becoming elongated forms.
아무래도 영화 스토리를 놓친 것 같은데요.
In any case, it seems like we missed some of the story. He sounds so embarrassed. It doesn't matter. We can just rewind it and watch later. She looks at the screen, but soon her field of vision is occupied by Artem again. She closes her eyes, and the lines she just glimpsed on the screen flash through her mind. Days like pearls, round and lustrous, thread on a golden string. Days filled with frolic and caresses, nights of waking dreams. When did we sleep? We had no time for sleep. Oh!
여보세요?
Video call
네.
time.
이제 준비하고 클럽으로 가려고요.
Hello? Yes, I just finished getting ready. I'll head out to the club.
아니요, 별일 없어요.
No, it's nothing special.
방금 당신이 보낸 영화 필름을 받았는데, 언제 구한 거예요?
I just received the film reel you sent over. When did you buy it?
영화 본 날부터 계획하고 있었다니 어쩐지 요즘 수상하다 싶었어요.
Ever since the day we watched the movie, you've been acting a bit suspiciously.
오면 말하려고 했는데 사실 나도 숨겨온 비밀이 있어요.
When you get here, I have something to say too. I've also been keeping something a secret from you.
80년대 영사기를 구해서 세팅까지 끝냈어요. 근데 미디어룸에서 보기엔 분위기가 안 날 것 같아요.
I bought a film projector made during the last century in the 80s, and I've finished setting it up. But the home theater doesn't have the best atmosphere to watch it in.
표정을 보니 같은 생각인 것 같네요. 그럼 수영장에서 봐요.
Judging by your expression, you were probably thinking the same thing. Let's watch it at the pool.
미디어룸에 남은 영사막이 있어서 설치만 하면 홈시어터는 완성이에요.
The media center at home has a spare projector screen. If we hang it up properly, we can recreate a home cinema.
네? 튜브에 누워서 보자고요? 좋긴 한데 보다가 어수선해질까 봐 걱정이에요.
Yes? You want to sit on some pool floats in the water and watch the film that way? It sounds like a good idea, but I'm a little worried we'll get distracted.
뭐 괜찮아요.
Well, that's fine.
영화는 다시 보면 되죠.
We can rewatch.
당신과 함께라면 몇 번이든 볼 수 있으니까요.
We can rewatch the movie. As long as I'm with you, I'm happy to try it as many times as needed.
익숙한 스토리를 보면 앞으로 영화처럼 살고 싶다는 생각이 들거든요.
Watching these familiar scenes makes me want to experience the same things with you.
오후에 노래에 맞춰 춤을 춘다든지
Like dancing
밤
freely.
산책을 하며 속마음을 나눈다든지 하는 거죠.
Like dancing freely to music in the afternoon or spending an entire night strolling and talking.
당신도 그런 생각 해봤어요?
Have you thought of that too?
그럼 모임이 끝나면 우리의 무비 나잇을 즐겨보자고요.
Then after the meeting, I'll start preparing for our movie night.
좋아요. 당신과 함께라면 아무리 기발한 생각이라도 내가 다 이뤄줄게요.
Yes, if I do it with you, no matter how many creative ideas you have, we'll do all of them together. Aww.
그럼 6시쯤에 마중 나와줄래요?
Will you come pick me up at 6?
저녁부터 먹고 찬찬히 이야기해봐요.
We can have dinner and then go over the details slowly.
더 중요한 건
More importantly,
벌써부터 보고 싶다는 거예요.
I already miss you.
기다릴게요. 이따 봐요.
See you in a bit. Or I'll wait for you. See you in a bit. Oh, that was nice. Wow, Artem did do pool better than Zane. I'm sorry. Even drunk, Artem was better. Wow, nothing beats a Themis SSR. The stories are so long and you just get so much out of it.